And the judges criticised how Hall had added to his victims' distress by accusing them of lying when he'd known he was guilty. Also tonight, the Spanish train crash. The driver is arrested by police on suspicion of recklessness. Surgeons say patients at Wales's largest hospital are being left to die on waiting lists and that some services are dangerous. And look familiar? A year on from London 2012's opening ceremony, the crowds pour into the Olympic Park for the anniversary games.
Good evening, I'm Millie Coker and this is BBC News. Headlines today: the traffic in Henley is still going. 6 years on and we're still struggling and no one is moving.
And Kale, tell us what the situation is there right now.
Well, we've just had the law enforcement helicopter fly right overhead. I'm sure you heard it through the microphone here. This is still a very active scene here this afternoon. They have now roped off an even larger area from when we saw you here at about 4:30 this afternoon. All of this has to deal with, and again, there goes that helicopter overhead. All of this has to deal with the fact that two deputies with the Lee County Sheriff's Office were struck by a car this afternoon, a car that we are told made a run from a red light stop. They were conducting traffic enforcement here in this area. We're not more than about a block away from US 41, where it intersects with College Parkway. Here in the Villas subdivision is where we are standing. And officers say, deputies tell me, that the deputies gave chase to this suspect, who then apparently hit them with his car. Two deputies were thrown from their bikes and were actually injured. One of them, we understand, seriously, though deputies tell me that they do not believe their colleagues' injuries to actually be life-threatening. I want to bring...
Hi, I'm Jocelyn Davis and I'm going to be reporting on the traffic today. Behind me, you can see the inflow of cars coming down the road. It's been going on since about 8 o'clock this morning. I've had many reports of people being late for school and work, and it's a problem that Henley Town Council says they're trying to tackle. Our reports say otherwise. With the inflow coming to the left and the right, you can see that it's a very, very busy time. Constantly we have these problems in Henley, and our readers believe that it needs to be addressed.
Joining us from Westminster Studio. Thank you very much for talking to us today. So what is this? This is a bad business? Is it an embarrassing business? You're the business minister. What kind of business is this?
Well, I think what people do want to see is that anybody who benefits from any kind of investment or receives any income, that if they are a UK citizen, that they pay UK tax in full. And what is clear is that the Prime Minister paid that tax in full on this holding of units in this trust. And so therefore there's no question at all that he avoided any tax through this investment.
Hi, I'm Millie Coker and I'm joined by Rosie Blake. She's someone who actually lives in Henley and deals with the issue of the traffic every single day. Rosie, would you be able to tell me, why is it that you don't mind? Why is it that you would rather live in a massive city rather than urban living?
I prefer living in a city because I love the culture. I love that you could just walk anywhere and you're surrounded by all the essential things that you need. So you've got Boots, that acts as a chemist, you've got restaurants, you've got doctors, you've got schools, and I go to Henley College and it's just really, really easy for me to just come to college.
So it's a buzzing environment.
Yeah, it's buzzing.
But don't you find that the ongoing traffic, which has been an issue for the ongoing 6 years, like people have been saying, is getting progressively worse and something needs to be done about it? Is that an issue for you? Do you live near where your college is? Does it take you a long time to get to college?
It doesn't take me long at all. I live in a sort of more quiet area. As much as I love living in Henley, I do think that the traffic is getting really bad because I'm missing lessons. My mum's being received emails from Henley saying that I'm late.
So it's having an academic effect on you?
Yeah, and my attendance is dropping because the traffic is so bad, and because of that I can't get to my lessons on time. I have to leave early.
Right.
I have to prioritise my mornings, which I didn't have to do.
I think what the major issue is that since Henley's become, it's so near to London, so you've got less people are using the train because in recent years obviously the train prices have gone up progressively. People are using their cars. So that's what the issue that we're trying to get out there. People should now start using the trains more. Reporting live from Henley, we have Honor Menzies. Honor, how's it looking out there today?
State the reasons for that opinion for us.
Okay. The reason for that is that Mr. Lynch had what I feel is a significant long history of cumulative exposure to hand trauma in the past. Starting back in 1983, he was involved in activities that led to high use of his hands. The medical records indicate that Mr. Lynch had done landscaping work. He indicated in the history that I obtained that he worked for a landscaping company, and that the medical records indicated that he operated a chainsaw in the past.
Hi, I'm Lucy James, and for the last 10 years I've dedicated my life to the population of the world. This is an issue globally which has progressed as a result of lack of control over the number of people living in a certain area. Our main issue is that everyone wants to live in the cities, and we are slowly forgetting about urban areas.
And a fuzzy sock as a sleeping bag. Dana Perino, the 5. As you know, it's Friday, and since there are so many questions piling up on our Facebook page, we thought we'd answer a bunch of them right off the bat. Screw politics. Facebook Friday. Yeah.
Good afternoon, welcome to the BBC News at 1. To many, he was simply the 5th Beatle. Sir George Martin, who produced the Beatles from 1962 until their split in 1970, has died at the age of 90. The news of his death was announced by Ringo Starr, who led the tributes on Twitter, thanking the producer for his love and kindness towards the band. And in a statement, Sir Paul McCartney described him as a second father. Good afternoon, welcome to the BBC News at 1. To many, he was simply the 5th Beatle. Sir George Martin, who produced the Beatles from 1962 until their split in 1970, has died at the age of 90. The news of his death was announced by Ringo Starr, who led the tributes on Twitter, thanking the producer for his love and kindness towards the band. And in a statement, Sir Paul McCartney described him as a second father.